Hey guys, so today in this video we're going through topic 1, lesson 1, okay? Now we're all using the same books, so it's going to be easy for everyone to follow, okay? So first things first, our title today, what we're going through is learning to do patterns with exponents and powers of 10, okay? So why are you doing this? Well, so you can know how to write numbers using exponents, okay? So the first question you're probably asking is, what is an exponent? It's already on the board 2 times. What is that? Why do I need it? Okay, well, an exponent is simply, it's going to look like this, okay? You're going to see this a lot in this lesson, okay? So, first things first, this number here, this little 2, this is your exponent, okay? Exponent. This number, the 10, which is quite bigger than the other number, right? This is your base, okay? And generally the whole thing we call a power, okay? So let's put that there as well. Power. This is your power, that's your base, and that's your exponent, okay? So, why are you going to be seeing this in this lesson? Well, basically, the exponent tells you how many times you take the base and you multiply it by itself. Okay? I'm not going to show you now. I'm going to bring it in. And I'm going to bring it in as a pattern, and it's just going to become so easy for you. Okay? So, guys, the first thing I want you all to do with me, okay, is write down what I'm going to write in the same order, the same pattern, the same structure, okay? So, let's begin first with 10, okay? We're also going to add 100 and 1,000, okay? You should be using line paper or square paper, right? So it's easy. This is our structure. Okay, so first we're going to begin with this. Now then, you already know to make 100, you do 10 times 10, right? It's in your times tables. You also know from there that to make 1,000, we can do 10 times 10 times 10. If you didn't know, there's a pattern you can follow. Okay, so here's the pattern. And I'll use different colors every time to make it easy for everyone to follow along. Okay? So, 100, right? It's 10 multiplied with 10. There's a pattern already that we can see, which we're going to bring into the other numbers. Okay? You see how there's 2 zeros here? I need different color. Well, there's also 2 zeros here. Okay, so let's now go up here. Get the red pen. We only need 1 0, right? So that means we're just going to do 1 times by 10. We have 1 0 here. We also have 1 0 here. Okay? Now let's do the last one. We have 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 again. We're just following on the pattern, right? So we have 3 zeros. That means we need to multiply 10 by itself 3 times. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now this is going to be true for any number, any power of 10, any multiple of 10, or any number which has a 1 at the beginning and as many zeros as you want. Okay, so we'll do one more, right? So let's take 10,000, okay? Put that a comma there. Exactly the same thing, right? We have 4 zeros, so that means we're going to put equals and have 4 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, right? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. space to show you what's coming next. Okay? So, now we can take this a step further and bring in what we call our exponents. Okay? So, the exponent tells you, as we said, right, you can rewind and see. The exponent tells you how many times you multiply the base by itself. The base by itself. The base is our power 10, right? The base is 10. How many times do you have 10 here? 2 times. So that means 10 is the base because it's the number being multiplied by itself. And the exponent is 2. The little number on top here is 2 because we multiplied it by itself 2 times. Okay? So you see the pattern? 2 zeros, 2 zeros, the number 2. Okay? The number 2. Now we can just fill in the rest as an easy pattern. Okay? So 1 0. 1 0, that means we're going to use the number 1, okay? Because there's 1 0. Again, we have 10 as the base because 10 is being multiplied by itself. How many times? 3 times, okay? We can just see from here, imagine we ignore that, just from here. We want to turn these factors into a power. Well, 10 is being multiplied by itself 3 times. So 10 is the base, the big number. The little number is 3 because we have 3 zeros, or because we have 10 being multiplied by itself 3 times. Okay? And that's it. And the pattern follows. So now, let's add in the 4. I'm just going to write it a little bit smaller. Okay? So, again, the same thing, right? 4 zeros. So that means, let's imagine now, I skip this part and I come here. 4 zeros. So that gives us 10 to the power 4. Okay? Let's do another way. Let's say we do 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay? How many 10s do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So I will put a 5 here. So you see how the pattern goes, guys? And easy, these gaps are filled in, right? 4 zeros here, so there's going to be 4 10s there. Hence the 4 there. We have 5 zeros, the number 5. So when we write this out, it's going to be 100,000. There will be 5 zeros. Okay? So, this is pretty much it for today's lesson, guys. There's not much more to it. We're just looking at the pattern, okay, using the exponents and powers of 10. That's it. Okay? So now, whenever you see a standalone 10, 100,000, 10,000, and so on, try and visualize. I can see that as an exponent. I can see it like this. I can see 1,000 as 10 to the power 3. Okay? Or if I see a number being multiplied by itself, 10 times 10 times 10, I can use it as 10 to the 3. Okay? Now guys, why do we write with exponents? Okay? Look how long this is. Look how long this is. Just writing it as a word, as a number can be long, right? So we use this to make it shorter and easier for ourselves. Okay? Maths is all about finding the easy way to do something. Okay? We want to find these little shortcuts, these little tricks to make things quicker and easier for us. Okay? So, that is pretty much it for now. Okay? But let's just do a couple of examples just so we can understand. Make sure that we understand. Okay? So, you all have your books with you, I hope. And even if you don't have the book, or you have the book, for me, now every teacher is different, but for me, I believe it's better if you have extra paper so you can write and show you working on there. Maths is all about practice. You're going to hear me say this so much that whenever you see me, you're going to think, Mr. Zahir says, practice, practice, practice. That's what math is all about, okay? And I really do wish to drill that in all of you, in every single student. Maths is all about practice, 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 okay? The more practice you can do, the better you become at it, okay? Practice makes perfect. Now guys, we're all using the same grade 5 books, okay? Everyone has the same examples, okay? So, as we said, we're on lesson 1, right? So, the examples were just like this, but now, let's add one little small thing to it, okay? What if we add a number, okay? So, let me just get this board a little bit, right? So, remember this, right? You wrote it down. If you didn't, write it. And also, you can rewind and see it again, okay? Let's do an example. Let's say we have, okay, we have 10 to the 1, 10 to the 2, 10 to the 3, and 10 to the 4, okay? Now then, what if all of these is being multiplied by a number? What if it's 7? Okay? What if it's 7? Guys, nothing changes. Okay? It's almost still exactly the same. Almost. Only one small thing we're going to do. Okay? So, we know now from our pattern that 10 to the 1 is just equal to 10, right? So if 10 to the 1 is just equal to 10, now all we have to do is 7 multiplied by 10. 7 times 10, 70. 7 multiplied by the 1 is 7, add the 0, right? You should remember that from grade 4. So this is the same as 7 times 10. Okay? This is now the same as, we know 10 to the 2 is 100, right? Or 10 times 10. So let's show it as 10 times 10 first, right? But we're going to keep the 10 times 10 together, okay? Following on the pattern, exactly the same thing that we're going to do, okay? I hope I'm not using the whole space, the last part. Okay, so to finish, 7 times 10 is 70, right? 7 times 1 is 7, you just add the 0. Now you know 10 times 10 is 100. We've already seen that, right? So this is equal to 100. So 7 times 100. 7 times 1 is 7, then you add the 2 zeros. Again for this one, 10 times 10 times 10. From the pattern, you remember to see that this was 1,000, right? 7 times 1 is 7, add the 3 zeros. Now guys, do I even need to look at this part to know, just by pattern, that directly from there, so go from here, we're going to put a 7, and we're going to put what? 4 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, we can follow the pattern from this way, or we're just adding the number of zeros that the exponent tells us, right? That's all it is, guys. Okay? So, let's take on one more example from your book. Okay? So, to do that, I need to clean the board. Okay, so that, I didn't mention it before, was question number 4 in your book, okay? In the independent part, the guided practice part, that's where we're doing it together, okay? I'll do one more example, then you guys are going to go ahead and do the independent practice part. You're just going to follow the patterns, okay? So, let's pick one more. Let us pick a random question. What if we do it another way around? What if we have, I've put the 6 afterwards. I'm now multiplying by 6, I'm putting it afterwards. The example before, it came first, right? Guys, it doesn't matter. Exactly the same thing will happen, okay? It doesn't matter what number you're multiplying first or second. The outcome, the answer at the end, still the same, okay? So, 10 to the power 3, from memory, guys, okay? 3 zeros, so it's 1,000, right? 3 zeros. So your answer can simply be, you put the 6 here, and now add the 3 zeros, okay? So it becomes 6,000. You see? We need to practice these, guys, so you can just put it into your memory, the pattern. And you see how fast it's going to become for you, okay? So now, what you're going to do is go through the independent practice, and then we'll have some more things set out for you. For now, this video is over, and hopefully now you can see why you did this, right? So you can know how to write numbers using exponents. Can you turn 6,000 into this, guys? If you look back at the video, I'm sure you can, okay? So, let's say, okay, I'm doing one last example. Let's say we have 400. Can you turn it into an exponent? Into something that looks like this, okay? Yes, you can. So we have the 4, right? Take the 4 out. We don't need the 4. Because what is this? This is simply 4 times 100, right? But this is the part we're interested in, the zeros and 100. So, coming on from here, we have the 4, right? You just have to write in, it's done. The 100. We already know 100 is 10 times 10. From pattern memory, right? It's 10 times 10. So we're using 10 as the base. How many zeros do we have? 2. So the exponent is 2. Okay? So guys, this lesson is all about patterns and memory. Okay? And inshallah, it's going to be very easy for you guys. And that's it for this lesson.